pressure, it seems, about his life. And what
Hey guys, welcome back to XCOM 2 Board the Chosen. Samadhi Core Collection. Let's see, we're at the end of the game, near it.
Which, you know, a lot of people watching this in the park and watching on television, we don't talk about it. It is a crime if you can prove intent to commit the crime, the falsification of the records, and intent to conceal or in furtherance of another crime. Neither has been proven, and I say this as a member of the D.C. and California bar, although I'm enacted right now because I'm talking to you guys. Well, it's all going to be back underway shortly. Court president likely to return to the courtroom about half hour from now. A cross-examination begins 2:15 Eastern Time. Laura, thank you.
Thanks, Laura.
And it is day 2 of jury selection in Democrat Senator Bob Menendez's corruption trial. It is underway. Live report from that courthouse next.
Plus, Trump on trial. Michael Cohen back in the witness stand today as part of the former president's criminal case in New York. Trump attorney Alina Habba is up next on what we can expect when the defense cross-examines Cohen.
When a judge charges a jury, the jury will be told, if
Go this way.
you lie about one thing, you are free to disregard the entire testimony. I think this whole trial is going to come down to jury instructions.
Okay, everyone. Our mission is to provide complete balanced nutrition for strength and energy.
Ensure with 27 vitamins and minerals, nutrients for immune health, and ensure complete with 30 grams of protein.
I'm on the team. I put it on my Chase Freedom Unlimited card, and I'm a cash back with a few other things too. Regardless of the sound system. That's cash back like a pro. With Chase Freedom Unlimited.
Utilizing hook.
Psoriasis all over. I couldn't get my hair done.
Then psoriatic arthritis. Cosmetics works on both.
People with psoriasis on the scalp have a 4 times higher risk for psoriatic arthritis. Serious allergic reactions, severe skin reactions that look like eczema, and an increased risk of infections, unfatal, have occurred. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms, had a vaccine, a plan to, or if IBD symptoms develop or worsen.
Still working for me.
Take control of your health by boosting your force field, the immune system. Aura tells you when your temperature is higher than normal. Live smarter, stronger, healthier with the Aura Ring. Saving on your education should be a right, not a competition. At University of Phoenix, you'll get the best scholarship or savings you qualify for. Simple as that. Explore scholarship options at University of Phoenix.
Is your shower trying to tell you something? Is getting in and out of the bathtub becoming a safety concern? Are you worried about the cost of a bathroom remodel that could go on for weeks and weeks? Well, now you can have a gorgeous new bathroom shower that's safer at a price you can afford with a 1-day jacuzzi bath remodel.
It's done same day. Did not have to wait. It is amazing.
I would give this whole experience an A+. I definitely wish I would have called sooner.
From soft close shower doors and adjustable shower heads to features like grab bars and custom seats that combine safety and style. It's never been easier. Get your free design consultation, schedule your 1-day installation, and start loving your new bathroom shower right away.
Only weeks left to get waived installation and no interest and no savings for up to 1 year. Go to jacuzzibathremodel.com or call 800-991-2603. That's 800-991-2603. Call now.
I'm Jonathan Lawson, here to tell you about life insurance through the Colonial Penn program. If you're age 50 to 85 and looking to buy life insurance on a fixed budget, remember the 3 Ps.
What are the 3 Ps?
The 3 Ps of life insurance on a fixed budget are price, price, and price. A price you can afford, a price that can't increase, and a price that fits your budget.
I'm 54. What's my price?
You can get coverage for $9.95 sometimes.
I'm 65 and take medications. What's my price?
Also $9.95 a month.
I just turned 80. What's my price?
$9.95 a month for you too. If you're age 50 to 85, call now about the #1 most popular whole life insurance plan available through the Colonial Penn. Options start at $9.95 a month. No medical exam, no health questions. Your acceptance is guaranteed. And this plan has guaranteed lifetime rate. So your rate can never go up for any reason. So call now for free information. And you'll also get this free beneficiary plan. And it's yours free, just for calling. So call now for free information.
Call 1-800-700-2020 for your free information and your free gift. That's 1-800-700-2020. Don't wait. 1-800-700-2020. Call now.
Right now, we are waiting for Michael Cohen's testimony to resume at the New York State Supreme Court. He is expected to be cross-examined when the court resumes. Earlier today, Cohen testified about invoices dated throughout the year 2017 that he says were falsely labeled as retainer payments. Fox Business' Lydia Hu live outside the courthouse. She was in the overflow room today. What's the latest on that front? What are we expecting this afternoon?
Yeah, hi there, John. We expect cross-examination to pick up this afternoon, and I am definitely looking out for how the defense attorneys are going to handle that discussion about Cohen labeling all of those documents false, because that's really the crux of this case. This is about business records, and I think that there's plenty of room here for the defense to generate doubt around what Michael Cohen is saying, not just because he has credibility issues, which we can talk about in a moment, but because of his testimony of the very instances or the circumstances around why he was calling these falsified. Michael Cohen talked about a meeting in Trump Tower with Alan Weisselberg, from whom we've not heard from in this trial, and also Donald Trump. And Michael Cohen set forth this scenario in which they discussed past payments, reimbursements from Stormy Daniels with a bonus and grossing up to reach $420,000. And he also said that around this time that Alan Weisselberg and Donald Trump agreed to extend the title of personal counsel to Michael Cohen into the next year, 2017, as the president became inaugurated and became the president of the United States. Cohen was to serve as personal counsel to Trump. And he said some of those payments were intended to reflect ongoing legal services extended to the president. So if I'm the defense attorney hearing this testimony, I'm going to seize on that to suggest if that was the arrangement, if you had planned with the president, Donald Trump, could it be that the former president believed that he was paying you each month of 2017 for actual legal services that you were supposed to be rendering? What's important here is not what Michael Cohen thought and what Michael Cohen's intent with respect to the business record, but what Donald Trump thought and what Donald Trump intended. And it just seems to me like there's a lot of murky testimony and actually testimony that in fact helps the former president. And you're right, John, we pick up with cross-examination later this afternoon, and I expect intense questions about his credibility issues, which are well documented. I'll send it back to you for now.
Lydia Hu for us with the latest. All right, Lydia, we'll let you get back inside the court. Sammy.
All right, let's see, Alina Habanow, legal spokesperson for former President Donald Trump. She is outside the courthouse there in New York City. It's a popular spot today, and for the past 16, 17 days. Alina, your thoughts as we do await cross-examination.
What the fuck did you just do?
Michael Cohen.
If it's anything like the cross-examination that I have done myself with this witness, we should be in good shape. Look, the end of the day is, we haven't heard one thing. Not for 17 days.
Fucking retards.
The one thing we're not hearing about up there is very simple. What did President Trump do wrong? Because this is a books and records case about how President Trump, who was in the White House, allegedly committed a crime. How could that have happened? And I am yet to hear that. And I think there's a lot of noise, there's a lot of distraction, but I want to keep the American people on point. The indictment goes to a books and records crime. A book and record crime that was done at Trump Tower by an accountant that booked a legal fee as a legal fee. As President Trump said earlier, he didn't book it as construction, he didn't book it as electrical work. It was a legal fee to Michael Cohen. It's unbelievable what I'm seeing. There's a lot of distractions, a lot of the look at the shiny ball over there, but I assume they're going to rest soon, and I'm looking forward to us being able to put on our case in June.
I don't know if you know, we had Lana Davis on just a little while ago. He and I were talking on camera, and he said that you were very tough in your cross-examination of Michael Cohen in that other case. I'm not asking you about the witness here, even though I will mention his name. I'm talking about Judge Mershon's potential instructions to the jury. We had an analyst who said that the judge will likely instruct the jury to say, if you believe that anything that Michael Cohen has said on the stand is a lie, you are at liberty to disregard his entire testimony. How do you think that instruction might play with the jury, given what we've heard?
I have an issue with limiting instructions. I've said it before, I'll say it again. I think it's really hard to unring bells in there. The issue is we have a jury listening to testimony, whether it be struck it or whether an objection is put on the record and it is sustained. I still stand by the fact that some of it should just not come in. We have to be careful. Juries are definitely there listening intently, we hope, and we hope they still listen when we put on our case. But I will tell you that I'm not really sure a limiting instruction can correct some of the wrongs that I've seen.
So, Alina, how would you go at Michael Cohen here?
The way I did.
Fucking hell, hit something.
He's currently under oath, and we're about to start our cross-examination, but we're well prepared, and we'll proceed.
Another issue in this case, of course, is the gag order that the president complains about every day. He took it to an appeals court and lost. So what now?
It would keep going up. That's the issue. That gag order is completely unconstitutional. I think what makes it more egregious, frankly, is the fact that we have witnesses in this court.
Okay, I'm gonna fucking smoke you one now.
Going out, being on TV, making money, doing those items, but we are not allowed to. President Trump, the leading candidate, is somehow not allowed to. He is the defendant. He is the one innocent until proven guilty. But they have silenced him and gagged him. It is so unconstitutional. Thank God we have levels of the justice system that we can go up. I'm sure we will dispute that.
Alina, I know we're going to let you go. You and Laura, everybody mentioned they want to squeeze in a quick lunch before you head back into the courtroom. But just can you give us as close as you are with the former president? How are you feeling?
He's great. He's doing great. I think the only thing that's really frustrating him at this moment is the fact that he can't speak more, and the fact that he can't speak his truth, which is the truth. And as anybody in that kind of situation, that is frustrating in itself. The rest of it he's used to. They've been doing it since 2016 when he down the golden escalator.
Alina, great to talk to you. Thank you for taking the time during the lunch break. Really appreciate it.
Thanks, Alina.
Also in New York today, it just doesn't stop. Democrat Senator Bob Menendez back in court for the second day of jury selection in his federal corruption trial. Menendez and his wife are accused of accepting bribes from foreign nationals, including gold bars and Mercedes. Senior congressional correspondent Chad Herman, live outside the courthouse for us. What's the latest in that case, Chad?
Well, they need to seat a jury first, and they have been at this since early yesterday morning, and they have not yet seated a single juror in this case. It's hardly going to be able to get that today. And Menendez, he does not have the support of his colleagues back in the Senate, and it is unclear if he's going to run for re-election. Listen. What can you say about your senators coming here to support you like last time, Cory Booker? The filing deadline is the 4th. Are you going to run? Are you going to file? After court yesterday, Menendez said, quote, "I appreciate the jury's sacrifice, their time, and their commitment." Greg Davies is a co-defendant in the case. Davies tried to get Menendez to curry favor with Qatar in exchange for a multi-million-dollar investment in Doha. One of the most striking elements of this case is that prosecutors say Davies gave the senator 13 gold bars.
We've had some challenges in the past. How does this stand against the earlier major challenges?
Menendez even looked up the price of gold kilos online, and as I say, jury selection has been slow. The judge struck 38 jurors yesterday, 26 today. Now, Menendez, he was tried in 2017 on unrelated charges. That resulted in a hung jury. Democrats hope he will resign. The filing deadline in New Jersey is the 4th of June. John?
All right, to $75,675 for a kilo of gold by today's measure. Chad Perkins for us. Chad, thank you. Senator?
John, gun case back before a federal judge today. Justice correspondent David Spark is live from that courthouse for us. David, what do we know?
Sandra, a tense court hearing today behind me in Wilmington, Delaware, Hunter Biden's hometown. The federal judge set a court date in just a few weeks. We'll fill you in after this break.
Go, go, go!
You know what's brilliant? Boring. Think about it. Boring is the unsung catalyst for bold. What straps gold to a rocket, hurls it into space? Boring does. Boring makes vacations happen. Early retirement's possible. And startups start up because it's smart, dependable, and steady. All words you want in your bank. For nearly 160 years, PNC Bank has been brilliantly boring, so you can be happy and fulfilled. Which is pretty unboring if you think about it.
I'm Brian Gary, and today we're talking about the biggest misconception there is about replacement windows. I'm here with Ted Phillips, the project manager for Renewal by Anderson, to talk about it.
Yeah, one of the big things we hear from homeowners is, I shouldn't need to replace my windows if it's not that old. Here's the thing. Homeowners put in high-end kitchens, bathrooms, and low-end windows just aren't that good. So even if your windows are only 7 to 10 years old, they may still need to be replaced.
Ted, there's so many window companies out there. What's different about your company?
Well, besides being a full-service replacement window division of Anderson, we're the company people tend to call when they're particular about their home. They don't want just any old window, any old install.
So your standards for installs are pretty high, right?
Yeah, Brian, you can have the best window or door in the world. If it's not installed correctly, it's going to fail. So we don't hire these jack-of-all-trades installers that do gutters inside and inside. Our window installation teams do our windows year in, year out, and have done thousands of them.
Anytime a homeowner has to deal with multiple home improvement companies, they get stuck in the blame game.
Yeah, with other companies, if there's an issue, the manufacturer blames the installer blames the manufacturer. With us, there's no finger pointing or blaming each other. We're both the installer and the manufacturer.
Yeah. Is it easy for a homeowner to get a price?
Very easy. We'll come out to your house, we'll assess your current patio door or windows, and then we'll give you an exact price that's good for an entire year.
So that's great.
Before May 31st, buy one window, patio door, or entry door and get the next one 40% off. That's 40% off with a minimum purchase of 4. Plus, save an extra $200 on your entire purchase with no money down, no monthly payments, and no interest for 1 year. This offer ends May 31st. For a free appointment with Renewal by Anderson, call 1-800-704-4200.
When you've shown dogs at Westminster Dog Show as long as we have,
People always ask for pet tips. For us, joint health comes first.
and it starts with Cosequin. Our dogs are like athletes in the ring.
But at home, there are companions just like yours.
Our veterinarian recommends giving them Cosequin every day.
For the moments that matter.
Trust Cosequin.
Cosequin, the #1 veterinary recommended retail joint health brand, an official joint health supplement of the Westminster Dog Show.
These bills are crazy.
Got movement here. She has no idea she's sitting on a gold mine. She doesn't know that if she owns a life insurance policy of $100,000 or more, she can sell all or part of it to Coventry for cash, even a term policy. Even a term policy? Even a term!
Oh, right on my fucking site.
You're sitting on a gold mine. Call Coventry Direct today at 800-496-9200 or visit coventrydirect.com.
Consumer Cellular, this is Sam. How may I help you? This is a butt dial. Oh, somebody's butt. Just thought I'd let you know that with Consumer Cellular, you can get the same exact coverage as the leading carriers, but for half the price.
Find a great deal for your ideal hotel. Open your bundle, type in where you want to go. Select your check-in and check-out dates, and search. Compare prices for the state hotel and save up to $30 an hour. Hotel, Trivago.
When you can't watch, listen. Get the latest news, business, and news headlines on SiriusXM anytime, anywhere. Fox News Audio on SiriusXM. America is listening.
The latest hearing in Hunter Biden's gun case has just finished, and this coming after the president's son lost back-to-back appeals to throw out the indictment. He is set to stand trial in just a few weeks. David Spun is live from Wilmington, where he's got to lead us on. Hey, David.
Hey, Sandra, the headline is Hunter Biden will go to trial here in his hometown of Wilmington, Delaware, the week of June 3rd. That's when jury selection will begin, despite repeated cries from Hunter Biden's attorney, Abby Lowell. The federal judge in the case, Mary Ellen Norika, said she wasn't having it, and June 3rd is when this trial will go forward. Special counsel David Weiss's office claims it will take about 5 to 6 days after jury selection to get through this trial. Now, this is all relating to the 2018 purchase of a gun by the president's son. The special counsel charged Hunter Biden with lying on a federal form when he said that he was not addicted to any type of drugs when he filled out that form back in 2018. Now, Abby Lowell today said that he could not be ready for a trial in just a few weeks on June 3rd, but Judge Norika said, quote, "I'm not taking anything away, Mr. Lowell. You haven't done what you need to do." Now,
That's
Abby
good.
Lowell also mentioned to the judge that Hunter Biden, of course, is facing that federal tax, those federal tax crimes in California. That's set to go to trial on June 20th. So he says Hunter Biden could be facing 2 federal trials, just several weeks apart. But ultimately, the judge here was not persuaded, said that June 3rd is when this will go forward. And it's important to note, both Sandra and John, that this is the same federal judge, Mary Ellen Norika, who tore apart what critics call that sweetheart plea deal last July, and she's moving forward with June 3rd. Now, of course, it's possible there could always be a plea deal here in the next couple of weeks, but both sides left today looking very prepared for a trial in the coming weeks for Hunter Biden. Sandra?
All right, David Spun on that for us. Here it goes. David, thank you. John?
Former President Trump's political ally, Sanders, turning the courtroom into an audition stage for vice president. Will it earn them a spot on the president's shortlist? Byron York breaks down the running mate race.
The smooth-riding, undisgusting Pilot G2 has long been the hero of gentlemen fans. And one hero doesn't know the dark side. Introducing the G2 Edge, the single selling gentleman fan in America. The innovative laser edge design, cushion comfort wood, and durable tungsten carbide tip. Whatever your mission, give yourself the edge. The Fed is printing money like crazy. Debt is rising by the trillion. Is there a way to profit from this madness? What do these experts say?
The more money you print, the less your dollars are worth, and that's why you want to hold in your portfolio. Even Bank of America says $3,000 gold is entirely possible.
Silver still has the biggest run.
Gold will outperform stocks, and silver will outperform gold.
Experts agree. Massive money printing and rising debt could send gold and silver prices much higher. How high? Find out. Call for the experts' money printing report and gold and silver decision guide. See just how high gold and silver prices could go.
I think gold and silver
And the report and guide are free. Also ask how you can get $15,000 in bonus gold or silver. Call New Capital now at 800-885-2000. 800-885-2000. 800-885-2000.
My hair was thinning all around my hairline.
My dermatologist recommended Nutrafol. It's 100% drug-free and clinically tested.
My hair is longer, thicker.
Nutrafol is like chicken.
Get growing at Nutrafol.com.
Time for growth. Funding from Biz2 Credit makes it possible. Our easy and convenient process makes it simple to take the next step on your journey. Biz2 Credit. Funding what's next.
Tonight on Ingram Angle, we're going to take you inside the Trump courtroom. Yeah, I'm going to be there. I get to see Jughead Michael Cohen up close. Oh, goody. That's tonight on The Angle.
Setting course for the Mexican regional track. I'd go myself.
and hardwire what was left of the codec frame into the rover. It should be emitting the same signal the codecs used to pass through the gateway.
Excellent. Let us begin. When it comes to drugs, we've already seen the codex opening a similar rift in their field.
Drugs are out there. My team feels free to say they're around other kids. I didn't live drug-free when I was younger. And I admit that to my kids. Drugs were me. Feel free to talk about it with
We're
my
set to record
kids.
across all spectrums.
Questions about drugs and kids? Go in, call, or chat to get real-time support.
And come right back. Former President Trump joined by his allies at court today. Today, House Speaker Mike Johnson and former presidential candidate Vivek Ramaswamy all attending the trial. And a host of other prominent political figures were also there. Now, many are wondering if sitting in that dingy courtroom is an audition stage to be Trump's running mate. Washington Examiner chief political correspondent Byron York joins us now. Byron, great to see you. One of the contenders, J.D. Vance, said this morning.
Michael Cohen is the prosecution's star witness. This guy is a convicted felon who admitted in his testimony that he secretly reported his former employer, that he only did it once, allegedly, and that this was supposed to help Donald Trump. Does any reasonable, sensible person believe anything that Michael Cohen says? I don't think that they should, and I actually think that his testimony is going to hurt any reasonable juror.
All right, so you had J.D. Vance there. You also had Tim Scott. You had Doug Burgum as well. I mean, these are all folks who potentially are on Trump's shortlist.
Well, you've asked, is it an audition stage? And the answer is yes, it is. I think that's pretty clear. The one thing you have to remember here is the idea of Donald Trump being unfairly pursued, unfairly prosecuted, is something that virtually all Republicans agree on. There is virtually unanimity in the party on this. So this is something that all of the potential presidential candidates can agree on. They can go up there, they can say this, and they know it will be very popular in the Republican base.
Well, so how do you think he's going to narrow this down? Do you think he already has?
Well, as far as Trump is concerned, with the vice president, I think it's a slightly different choice than with other vice presidential choices. We've seen them in the past where they try to achieve geographical balance. That's kind of an older concept. Or where they've picked a vice president to appeal to some group or not. I think with Trump, he's trying to get something which you might call temperament contrast. People know Donald Trump very well. He can be volatile. He's entertaining. He's unpredictable. He's the complete opposite of, say, Doug Burgum, who seems to be very stable, solid, kind of boring. I think, as a matter of fact, that Trump will be looking for a candidate who provides a little bit of that contrast. Remember back when Barack Obama chose a vice president, he chose one who was older and more experienced than he was, because there was this view that Obama was too young and too inexperienced. So here you pick somebody with some contrast, and with Trump it's about temperament.
See, I'm not sure that Burgum gets it anything. You and I were talking off camera about this. Where is Trump making huge inroads? He's making inroads among young black voters and Hispanic voters, which is why my money is on either Rubio or Tim Scott to be his runner.
Well, this is where it's a good idea to look at the Electoral College. You basically have a southern tier of states, Arizona, Georgia, Nevada, that Trump has to win some of those. And then you have a northern tier of states, Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Wisconsin. And basically, the states where Trump is strongest right now, of the swing states, are those southern tier, Georgia, Arizona, and Nevada. What you've got to do, if you're Donald Trump, is you've got to win one of Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Wisconsin. And you pick the candidate who you think can best help you.
Save it just in case.
Perhaps you can weigh in on this too, as we do watch that potential decision to be made. Whether this time he is spending in that courtroom is helping or hurting him.
Well, as far as with the voters are concerned, it appears to be not doing anything at all. We talked so much last year about whether an indictment would help or hurt Trump politically, and we all thought it would. Most of us thought it would hurt him, and it helped him. It really helped him in the Republican primary race. Now, we've got plenty of polling. We're in week 5 of this trial. There's been wall-to-wall media coverage, and we've got plenty of polling, and nothing has really changed. Trump's lead over Biden in a number of polls in those swing states, as well as a smaller lead nationally, has really been unchanged, which is now, if you listen to Democrats, they're really hoping and praying that if Trump is found guilty, then that will move the needle, but that's not entirely clear either.
Yeah, well, if the indictment didn't move the needle, why would a conviction in what is perceived to be as a politically charged case like this move the needle? What did you make of that New York Times poll out the other day where Trump is leading in 5 of 6 swing states? That's got to be sending chills down the spine of the Biden campaign.
This is so fascinating because the Times in November of last year, early November, 6 months ago, published the same poll in the same 6 states, and Trump led in 5 of those 6 states. The only one he didn't lead in then and now.
Just ignore this. I don't want my guys injured on the last mission.
There was a Democratic freakout about the usual issues about Joe Biden, about his age, about the economy, especially inflation, and about the border. There was a total freakout. Biden, of course, weathered it. He's still going to be the candidate. But the striking thing is, if you think of all the things that have happened since early November, you think about the president's State of the Union, Trump now being on trial, all of those things, and the 2 polls were Trump was leading by about the same amounts in all the same states, and the only state that Biden had a very small lead in both times was Wisconsin.
All right, Byron York, great to have you on. Thank you.
Thank you.
So now here we go. Hour 2 about to kick off. This is a live look.
Oh, it needs a few more days.
We expect Michael Cohen to be back on the witness stand, this time under cross-examination by the defense. An all-star lineup on deck comes from Corey Mills, Matt Whitaker, Andy McCarthy, Kim Strassel, and Mark Eiblarsh. All coming up. Stay tuned.
This is the Tempur-Pedic Breeze mattress, and it's designed to help you feel cool. So no more sweating all night, no kicking off the covers, or blasting the air conditioning, because only the Tempur-Pedic cool technology that pulls heat away from your body, so the mattress feels up to 10 degrees cooler all night long. During the Tempur-Pedic Memorial Day sale, save up to $500 on select adjustable mattress sets and experience deep, undisturbed rest. Learn more at Tempur-Pedic.com.
It's only a matter of time until your check engine light comes on, or worse yet, your car needs repair. That could mean a big surprise auto repair bill. Those repairs are more expensive than ever. A new engine can be over $5,000. A new transmission over $4,000. That's why it's so important you call CarShield today. CarShield is the #1 auto protection company in the country.
I like CarShield because they were reliable, they were affordable, and they were trustworthy. I think everybody should have CarShield. Once your manufacturer's warranty is expired, there's just no big deal. You needed repairs, CarShield was there for you.
Now it's your turn to get the peace of mind that comes with having CarShield, so you can worry less about auto repairs. Call or go online right now to get CarShield for yourself. Friendly, knowledgeable, money-saving representatives are available 24 hours a day. So if your car is 20 years old or newer, just tell us the make and model of your car or truck to get an instant plan quote. In a matter of minutes, you can be covered.
I was elated that I had CarShield. I'm more than happy.
Here's how CarShield works. Your car needs repair. You take it to your favorite mechanic or even your dealer, and CarShield gets them paid directly. That's why CarShield is America's #1 auto protection provider.
CarShield is just the best thing to take away the fear that something is going to go wrong with your car, because it will. And CarShield is going to be there to back you up. My experience with CarShield is that they absolutely come through every time I need them.
If my car breaks down, I can count on CarShield to cover it for me. CarShield definitely has my back.
Now it's the time to make the smart choice and protect yourself from sky-high auto repair bills. Call now for a free and instant protection plan quote. It's only a matter of time until repairs are needed, and once your car breaks down, it's too late. Call 1-800-908-6039 or go to CarShield.com. Get covered today.
Choosing a treatment for your chronic migraine, 15 or more headache days a month, each lasting 4 hours or more, can be overwhelming. So ask your doctor about Botox. Botox prevents headaches in adults with chronic migraine before they even start. It's the #1 prescribed brand chronic migraine treatment. So far, more than 5 million Botox treatments have been given to 850,000 chronic migraine patients.
Effects of Botox may spread hours to weeks after injection, causing serious symptoms. Alert your doctor right away, as difficulty swallowing, speaking, breathing, eye problems, or muscle weakness can be signs of a life-threatening condition. Side effects may include allergic reactions, neck and injection site pain, fatigue, and headache. Don't receive Botox if there's a skin infection. Tell your doctor your medical history, muscle or nerve conditions and medications, including botulinum toxins, as these may increase the risk of serious side effects.
In a survey, 92% of current users said they wish they talked to their doctor and started Botox sooner. So ask your doctor if Botox is right for you. Learn how AbbVie could help you save on Botox.
My back got injured very bad. I was off work for about a year. I heard about Relief Factor from my wife. I took it every day, 3 times a day, for 3 weeks. Looked at her and I said, the pain is gone. And she said, I'm glad it helped. I said, no, you don't understand. It's gone.
You too can feel better every day with Relief Factor, a daily supplement that fights pain naturally. Go ahead, go online now and get 35% off your first order.
Michael Cohen will be back on the stand, but this time under cross-examination. That would kick off hour number 2. Hello, I'm John Roberts in Washington. Sandra, this afternoon is going to be one for the record.
Highly anticipated moment will be happening moments from now. I'm Sandra Smith in New York. To be with you, John, this is America Reports. At the live look, just outside the doors of the courtroom, Cohen's second day of testimony. It kicked off earlier today. He testified that he repeatedly lied about the payments to Stormy Daniels to protect his former boss.
The defense will now have its chance to poke holes in Cohen's testimony and his credibility by trying to tear it apart. We have an all-star team of legal and political voices with us throughout the hour as testimony resumes.
But first, Nate Foy, as the latest, is outside that courthouse as a pretty big moment is about to happen. We haven't seen the former president re-enter the courthouse just yet, but probably will shortly. Nate?
Hey, man, how are you?
Yes, Angel.
Hey, David, do you have that new for us?
Of Michael Cohen, as you mentioned, he's highly anticipated by celebrities. But in the overflow, I can tell you that Cohen spoke calmly, but he did appear at times frustrated, shaking his head and sighing as well. We'll see if his demeanor changes during his cross-examination, as we saw with Stormy Daniels earlier in the trial. At the end of his direct examination, prosecutors got the jury prepared for Cohen's history of lying. Cohen admitted to lying before Congress in 2017 and to special counsel prosecutors in 2018. Cohen also admitted that his livelihood largely depends on Trump. Cohen wrote several books and hosts multiple podcasts talking about Trump. And earlier today, he detailed the downfall of their relationship. He said when the FBI raided his office and apartment in 2018, Trump initially promised his protection as president, but the relationship soured when Cohen struck a plea deal with federal prosecutors, something that he agreed to, he said, in part, to protect his wife, who also faced potential legal issues. Now, Aaron Trump posted a picture of Trump supporters at court today, writing, quote, some truly incredible patriots. And also today, a New York appeals court declined to amend the court's gag order on Trump, leaving his allies, like our Speaker Johnson, to speak for him outside the courthouse. They're overriding his constitutional right to defend himself from political smear from his harshest critics at the most important time. Yeah, one of those critics is Michael Cohen, who just last week was on TikTok streaming, discussing the case and wearing a T-shirt showing Trump behind bars. So his cross-examination is about to begin, and as you mentioned, it is highly anticipated. We'll send it back to you, Sandra.
Nate Foy, outside the courthouse for us. Nate, thank you. John?
All right, let's bring in Florida Republican Congressman Corey Mills. He was one of several lawmakers in the court today. Congressman Mills, thanks for being with us. We appreciate it. What did you make of what you heard from Michael Cohen today? Did he do any damage to the former president?
Well, he did no damage to the former president, in my opinion, but certainly to the prosecutorial side of things. He's admitted to not only tax evasion, but perjury, as well as what I took away from this was self-admission that he was
was knowingly and wrongfully actually invoicing the Trump organization fraudulently. And so I think that in itself hurts his credibility. But remember also that he actually is the one who said New York courts are weaponized, and nothing could be more true than what we're seeing right now. You know, to the earlier report statement, they talk about Michael Cohen living off the livelihood of maintaining this, but the judge's daughter herself is also fundraising off this for people like Adam Schiff and the Biden administration. So it promotes a way of trying to move forward for people to make money on the back of President Trump. But in my opinion, they've actually provided nothing from a legal perspective that would hurt the president.
Congressman, thanks so much for joining us. It appears there are some reports emerging right now that Michael Cohen will be the prosecution's last witness. We are trying to confirm that independently here at Fox. But what would that mean for this trial if that is the case?
Well, that's a great stride. I mean, if you think about how many people they actually had, they were going to bring forward for Weissman to you name it, then this actually shows that they don't feel that they're actually getting the effect that they were going into the desiring. So I think that it's a very good note for the president. I think it's good for the defense team. But again, in 4 weeks of continuing this sham, indictment, they have not gotten to a single thing. They can't point to any type of federal election violations. They can't point to any wrongdoing. And if anything, what they pointed out is that both Stormy Daniels and Michael Cohen have lost their credibility, and this court has been weaponized when you think about what the own judge's daughter is doing, raising almost $250 million to support Democrat races.
I mean, this may be all issues that can be discussed on appeals. Whatever an appeal might be, if there is a conviction, of course, we haven't gotten anywhere near that yet. But let me ask you this, Congressman, because you were there in the courtroom. How did you read the body language of the jury when Cohen was on the stand?
Well, it was interesting. There was a few of the jurors who was really intently paying attention to what was being said. But what I did notice, there was a lot of leading the jury, in my opinion, when you ask the judge to go, don't look at that car, don't look at that car, don't look at that car. Well, clearly the jurors are going to go ahead and look at that car. And then they say, well, please go ahead and unlisten or unhear what you just listened to. And so, in my opinion, you're trying to basically lead them, and this is why I call this a complete witch.
Shit.
But the jurors seem to be intently watching Michael Cohen's testimony, and the president seemed very relaxed when you think about the fact that Michael Cohen was in fact saying that I have no credibility, I have no moral compass.
Okay, we have our eyes on those doors because, as we know, this cross-examination of Michael Cohen by the defense is expected to begin minutes from now, 2:15 p.m. Eastern Time. Those are the doors we expect to see the former president walk through any moment now as we enter the courtroom. Congressman, give us your expectations as we await this cross-examination and how tough this may be on Cohen.
Well, I think that they're going to point out more of what we've already seen, which is the lack of credibility and integrity of Michael Cohen's testimony. I think that they're also going to be looking at the idea that this is being utilized for nothing more than election interference and to basically put the gag order so the president can't defend himself whenever he gets asked questions. And again, you're talking about the presidential nominee of the Republican Party being unable to answer key questions. And so I think they're going to go after the fact that he isn't credible, he has no integrity, he has perjured himself multiple times, he has shown tax evasion and other types of fraudulent activities, and that his testimony should be thrown out, much like this case.
Congressman, we've been talking about the potential for appeal based on mistakes that were made during this trial. We've been talking about whether or not Stormy Daniels was allowed to go too far, that Judge Merchan wait too long to walk things back. So there's probably plenty of grounds for appeal if there is a conviction. On that front, and I know we're a long way from hearing what the jury has to say.
I think this will do it. I got my sniper. I got the robot, which the inspectors can't touch because he's a robot.
What happens if he's convicted?
And I got him. Okay.
I think that people see this judge and this court system and the prosecution as nothing more than a witch trial. So I don't think there's a lot of credibility that's been given in this. And so, if anything, we've watched where after each indictment, he's gone up in the polls. We're seeing where he's up high 5 of 6 swing states. We're seeing where Joe Biden's now having to utilize Israeli weapons aid in an effort to try and buy votes in Michigan and other areas. And so I think that this doesn't hurt him in any way. There's more than enough room for an appeal. I'll leave that to the legal defense counsel. But the bottom line is that I don't see any...
Last mission. I'm all stressed out. I got 3 guys. Son of a bitch.
All right, Congressman, appreciate you joining us live outside the courthouse there in Lower Manhattan. Thank you.
Thanks, Congressman. And we await the return of the former president. He is not expected to say anything on the way into court. He does in the morning and then when he leaves in the afternoon, but the lunch break, it's kind of a bit of a taboo, I think, for him to say anything to the camera that's there in the hallway of the court, either on the way out to the lunch, to the lunch break or on the way back.
Okay, so we'll keep watching this. 8+ hours on the stand. Michael Cohen will return and take the stand. Cross-examination is about to begin by the defense team. And as predictions we just got from Congressman Mills, there'll be a top line of questioning. Talking to Danny Davis, lawyer John, who prepped Michael Cohen for previous testimony. The goal, he said, is to try to get Cohen to keep his calm and keep his cool. See if that's the case.
But as we were discussing with Lanny Davis, Cohen is a guy who's lied to Congress, lied to the media, lied to the Mueller investigative team, lied to the FEC, lied to the IRS, and lied to a bank in order to obtain a home equity line of credit. But apparently, here it comes now. Apparently, he's had some sort of conversion, and now he's a truth teller. But can the jury look at all of the litany of lies that he has perpetrated in the past and say suddenly, oh, I believe everything that he says now?
All right, so he entered with a fist pump there. His legal team, his son Eric Trump, is following closely behind him. They re-entered the courtroom. John, and this cross-examination will begin shortly. We're going to take a quick break. The latest on this trial and the coming to the courtroom, we're going to have former Acting Attorney General Matt Whitaker. He's on deck. He'll join us next.
Utilizing hook.
She runs and plays like a puppy again.
His number 2's perfect.
He's a brand new dog all in less than a year.
When people switch their dog's food from kibble to the farmer's dog, they often say that it feels like magic. But there's no magic involved. It's simply fresh meat and vegetables with all the nutrients dogs need, instead of dried pellets. Just food made for the health of dogs, delivered in packs portioned for your dog. It's amazing what real food can do.
Is your shower trying to tell you something? Is getting in and out of the bathtub becoming a safety concern? Are you worried about the cost of a bathroom remodel that could go on for weeks and weeks? Well, now you can have a gorgeous new bathroom shower that's safer at a price you can afford with a one-day jacuzzi bath remodel.
It's done the same day. Did not have to wait. It is amazing.
I would give this whole experience an A+. I definitely wish I would have called soon.
From soft close shower doors and adjustable shower heads to features like grab bars and custom seats that combine safety and style. It's never been easier. Get your free design consultation, schedule your one-day installation, and start loving your new bathroom shower right away.
Only weeks left to get waived installation and no interest and no payments for up to 1 year. Go to jacuzzibathremodel.com or call 800-991-2603. That's 800-991-2603. Call now.
Mental health is better than uncontrollable movements on TV. Target disconnection is disrupting the day.
TD felt embarrassing. I felt like disconnecting. I asked my doctor about treating my TD and learned about Ingrezza.
Ingrezza is clinically proven for reducing TD. Most people saw results in just 2 weeks. People taking Ingrezza can stay on most physical treatment. The #1 prescribed Ingrezza has single dosages. Always one pill, once daily. Ingrezza can cause depression, suicidal thoughts, or actions in patients with Huntington's disease. Pay close attention to and call your doctor if you become depressed, have sudden changes in mood, behaviors, feelings, or have thoughts of suicide. Don't take Ingrezza if you're allergic to its ingredients. Ingrezza may cause serious side effects, including anxiety, potential heart rhythm problems, and abnormal movements. Report fevers, stiff muscles, or problems thinking, as these may be life-threatening. Sleepiness is the most common side effect.
Take control by asking your doctor about Ingrezza.
More Trump trial drama. Go inside the impact of Cohen's testimony and what it means for next steps in the case. Just here's that you can't get anywhere else on prime time.
Everybody else making respect. When I found out what I was sitting inside on the phone, obviously saying, "That was medical support." Yeah. It's 14 years.
Hostile target eradicated.
These days, at your local Legion, we're marching to the beat of a different drum. On a mission to support veterans, to have fun, and to welcome everyone to our ranks.
Whatever you say.
And as a member, join thousands of others serving our veterans throughout the country. Oh yeah, and our Veteran Perks program will save thousands shopping, dining, products, and services across the country. But don't ask.
All right, well, President Donald Trump just walked back into the courtroom, we are told, and we saw him pass through the doors moments ago, but he is back in the courtroom, and we have continued coverage of Michael Cohen's testimony. It was an 8-hour hearing. That was the former president, fist pump and a wave. The defense is about to get its chance to question the former attorney for former President Trump. Let's bring in former acting U.S. Attorney General Matt Whitaker. How many times can I say former? Matt, great to have you here today. So, you're back in the courtroom. What is this going to look and sound like? What are we going to hear?
Reload.
Well, so the question is, I think, two things. One is, what do they want to demonstrate to the jury out of the box? Remember, there's kind of the whole recency and primacy, and so they're gonna listen very carefully to these first several questions, setting the tone. And ultimately, it's going to be: does Michael Cohen wear down? Does he start to either get a little testy? Does he start to fight back? Does he get prickly? Does he change his entire demeanor? Because all reports from the courtroom is that he's been very slow and demonstrative and methodical, and I just don't think it'll be that same on cross-examination.
We had Lanny Davis on, and he was talking about Michael Cohen and his expectations, saying that he had a conversation with Cohen a couple of nights ago, talking to him about the testimonies, hopes that he'll keep calm, admit his own lying, admit his own sins, and then answer the question. And then he said this about Cohen's credibility. This is kind of the thing.
The jury has made its own mind up whether somebody is capable of owning lies and turning and telling the truth. And the story of redemption, which Elijah Cummings and the committee that he chaired live testimony, pronounced that at the very end of the hearings in a very moving way.
So let's go over that laundry list again. He lied to Congress, lied to the media, lied to the Mueller team, lied to the FEC, lied to the IRS, lied to a bank to get his HELOC, lied to me. Oh, that's not. And as a convicted felon who spent time in prison, that's a hell of a redemption for a jury to suddenly turn around and believe everything he says.
And remember, in order for them to prove their case beyond a reasonable doubt, John, they have to believe 100% of what Michael Cohen is saying, because there is no corroborating exactly. So all of these transactions, all of these conversations that, except for the maybe one or two that were recorded that really didn't move the ball forward, have to show the president's intent to falsify these business records, again, misdemeanor, and then the intent to violate New York state election law in violation of federal election law, which, again, as we've talked before, this isn't a violation.
I don't even know how to differentiate.
No, it is. The jury instructions are going to be very interesting. There's an instruction that says, if you believe Michael Cohen is lied, you don't have to discount his testimony. And the fact that, both Judge Engelron, who was a Trump-hating judge, and Elijah Cummings both rehabilitated Michael Cohen, it helped their narrative. They needed to, Judge Engelron had to rely on Michael Cohen's testimony, and so did Elijah Cummings for, what he had to do as well. And so, to me, I don't think the jury is going to give him that much benefit of the doubt once they realize that he is a convicted liar and can't be trusted.
Okay, so just trying to get some updates here, because I would assume at this point that the cross-examination has begun. We got a note a few minutes ago, the judge is back on the bench, a couple of the jury are being brought back into the courtroom. Matt, The cross-examination, as of 4 minutes ago, was set to begin in 2 minutes. So we're 2 minutes in to cross-examination. We're waiting on any word of how it has begun in that courtroom there. But you gotta wonder what the former president is thinking, as this is the moment that his team has been waiting for.
Yeah, and I would, if I was doing this cross-examination, I would start with some fairly easy lies from his direct. Because, you know, last night they spent the whole time comparing what he's previously said to what he's now saying. And I would start off with, you know, you testified about this yesterday or today, but you previously said this. Were you lying then or are you lying now? And I would just kind of walk him through those. And even if he says, oh, I'm for sure telling the truth now, you know, the real question the jury's going to be left with is why? And it's because they're going to conclude you're a Trump hater that is out for revenge. In fact, your second book was named Revenge.
Yeah. So as Sandra points out, this is the culmination of the whole thing. The groundwork has been laid, and now the defense gets a chance to, as Mark Aquash put it, eviscerate Michael Cohen. We think it's going to be Todd Blanche that does the prosecution. How tough does he have to be on Cohen?
He can be.
Does he have to be blood on the floor and trails?
So the jury is, you know, what's the truth? I mean, the jury is sitting there wanting to know what the actual facts are. They've not been instructed on the law yet, but they want to know what the facts are. And so, you know, it's human nature. You, if they have any sympathy for Michael Cohen, you have to eliminate that sympathy first. Then you can go in for the kill, figuratively. And so I would expect that Todd will, you know, again, we'll just get a rhythm of lying established with Michael Cohen and have in the minds of the jury, like, okay, well, everything he's told us cannot be relied on without other information, other witnesses, other documentation.
All right, so Todd Blanche is handling the cross-examination. Blanche asks Cohen, this is the update from the courtroom, asks Cohen, called him a crying little S word that I can't say on TV, on TikTok. Cohen says, it sounds like something I would say. Blanche asks another question about Cohen commenting on it. Then prosecution objects. They're in a sidebar. The judge strikes the questions, Matt. That's what we have so far.
Well, and this is kind of the referee in the whole match, isn't it? Is the judge is going to determine how much is enough. I think, you know, impeaching him on his statements, whether it's on TikTok, whether it's in his books, whether it's in his previous testimony, either in front of Congress or elsewhere, I think you're going to see just this drumbeat of, you know, his inconsistent statements and build a fairly compelling vision of Michael Cohen just has been all over the place and cannot be trusted in this trial.
So, Sandra, it went by me so fast that I couldn't even comprehend. I'll go back over it again. Blanche starts off by asking Cohen if he called him Blanche, a crying little S word. Cohen says, sounds like something I would say. This is going to be contentious, Matt.
Straight out of the box, yes. But again, I think this cross-examination is going to last at least as long, if not longer, than the direct. Again, I feel like the government tried to get in and out of this without having him talk too much, because that's Michael Cohen's main problem, is he talks too much and he can't keep his story straight. But, you know, it just points to sort of what a circus this is and how inconsistent with our system of justice, even bringing these charges in, and just how much it is an attempt to keep Donald Trump off the election trail and keep his voice out of, you know, the American political dialogue.
This is going to be Achilles against.
Oh, thank God. That was awesome.
Thanks, man.
That'll be longer.
Another update here shortly.
Yeah. All right, we'll take a quick break. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
Hey, you seen this? Right. Where's the dish? There ain't one. You're telling me you can get direct TV, the good stuff, and you don't need a satellite dish? Oh, I used to love doing my business on those things. You're one sick pigeon. That dish just kept the rain off our beaks. We just have different priorities. Satellite-free direct TV. I've seen today. Our lifespans are quite short. Stream direct TV without a satellite dish. I'm going to do this thing with my neck just for a bit.
If you're shopping for a home, Realtor.com's Real Choice Financing now gives you more ways to afford a home, like down payment assistance programs in your area.
Don't all apps do that?
Not really. Trust the number one app real estate professionals trust.
Want to save money and get cash? For veteran homeowners, it's easy as 1, 2, 3. 1. Call New Day and apply. 2. Take out an average of $70,000. 3. Pay off your credit card.
Call 1-888-985-1371.
Hi, I'm Elmer Kite. I am the owner of the 40-year-old company that sells the Mino 150. Mino 150 contains 9 exotic fruits, 13 vitamins, 17 foods, 18 amino acids, 70 minerals, CoQ10, turmeric, flaxseed, and a lot more. Now, this powerful formulation has propelled me to 90 years of age, and my wife to 81, both with no dementia, no diabetes, no heart problems, no high blood pressure, no aches or pains of any kind, and the ability to do everything we did for the show. I'm sure it can do the same thing for you. Now look at the video on our website to learn more about it. This is the spaceship order online and my phone to see what 70 minerals and email initiatives you can use. I know you'll be just as satisfied and subscribed many thousands of other customers before you. Order now. We'll be glad you did.
Only from SimpliSafe, 24/7 lifeguard protection. This exclusive technology allows SimpliSafe agents to help stop crime in real time.
Stop. Police are on their way.
For instant intruder deterrence and faster police response, there's no safe like SimpliSafe.
Curious about GLP-1s? Grow helps find the medication that's right for you, based on cost, availability, and your weight loss goals.
Save this.
Provider today at grow.co/TV.
I'm Richard Karn, and I love my hose. It ain't those old hoses, it's the new pocket hose Copper Bullet infused with real copper. Turn on the water, and it grows to a full-size hose. Turn off the water, and it shrinks back to a pocket-sized hose with layered latex inside and a polymer jacket outside. It's 3 times stronger. Order your pocket hose Copper Bullet today. Hurry, order now.
My name is Faye, and I'm 81 years old, and I love life. I started taking Balance of Nature 6 years ago. I think we've all had the experience of looking at supplements and not even understanding the ingredients. And Balance of Nature, you understand every ingredient. I would not go a day without my Balance of Nature.
Get 35% off your first order as a preferred customer when you use discount code Fox News.
The best way to solve the problem is to keep it from happening. At Evernorth, we combine medical and pharmacy data with behavioral health data to identify members and even care, predicting and treating behavioral health issues quickly while lowering costs for plan sponsors and members. That's wonder made possible. Evernorth Health Services.
Testimony from Michael Cohen getting back underway in the Manhattan courtroom as the defense kicks off cross-examination. Trying to pick apart the former Trump attorney's credibility. Let's bring in Andy McCarthy, former assistant U.S. attorney and a Fox News contributor. So Todd Blanche started off his cross-examination with pointed questions to Michael Cohen about the nasty things Cohen had said about the defense team on TikTok, which immediately threw the court into a tizzy and the judge calling for a sidebar. What do you make of what we've heard so far?
Well, I think the first thing they're trying to do, John, is establish for the jury that Cohen is not the person that he has pretended to be for the last 2 days of direct examination, where he's nice and stiffed up, he's very polite, yes ma'am, no ma'am, keeps his answers short, keeps his demeanor as cool as he can. When we know that last week he was on TikTok in a t-shirt with Trump in an orange jumpsuit behind bars, slinging around language he probably doesn't want repeated to him about Trump and about every other participant in the trial. And I think this is a way not only to say you're a fraud, like you're pretending here to be someone you're not, derivatively, it also makes the prosecutors look bad because they're the ones who basically given this cleaned up version of Michael Cohen. And what the defense is obviously trying to show the jury is this is a performance that he's involved in, but
left to his own devices, this is the different way that he acts, and it can be effective, especially if the jury starts to think that the district attorney's office is trying to pull one over on them by presenting somebody who's not a very good person, as if he were pure as the driven snow.
So right now, what we're getting as far as what is happening inside the courtroom right now, apparently Cohen is being asked specifically about a lot of things he has said about President Trump on social media and beyond, referring to Trump as such words I can't say right now on television, recalling some pretty awful things
Looks good.
he has said. Cohen was asked if these quotes that if these were correct, if he actually said these things, and he said he did. Blanche asked if the DA's office has repeatedly asked Cohen to stop publicly commenting about this case. Cohen responded, yes. Andy, all of this while we're also getting word Cohen will be the last witness for the prosecution. This was just confirmed by the Associated Press moments ago. Before court resumed for the day, this is per the AP, the prosecutor told the judge that Cohen would be the prosecution's last witness. The disclosure occurred during a sidebar conversation, Andy, that was out of earshot of reporters, but it was recorded in the official court transcript. Andy.
Wow. Boy, I would have thought that they would want to put somebody somewhat uncontroversial, if there is such a witness in this case, and more likable than Cohen, to end with. You always want to start strong, end strong, and the stuff that you know is where the other side scores points, you want that in the middle. But you don't want the jury, especially if there's no defense case, they're going to go into the deliberation room with Michael Cohen ringing in their ears. That's a risky strategy for the prosecutor.
Yeah, let me just go back to the testimony in court. I'll go a little further than Sandra was willing to go. On TikTok, Cohen referred to Trump as a dictator D-bag and also said he belongs in a cage like an effing animal. I mean, for Todd Blanche to bring this stuff up shows a huge degree of animosity on Cohen's part, which could suggest to the jury that Cohen, when testifying for the state, might be willing to say anything to put Trump in jail.
Yeah, that's right. There's two things happening, John. The first thing is, even if Cohen didn't have this deep animus toward Trump, he would be a problematic witness because of the perjury conviction and all the long record of lying. So usually when you have a witness who has those kinds of problems, the last thing you can stand is a bias problem on top of all of that. So in the end, setting up as an argument to be made to the jury at the end, where they're going to say President Trump, unless you find that Michael Cohen, of all people, is telling you the truth about the following three crucially important things, and they, no matter what they tell you about meeting the DA's office, no matter what they tell you about corroboration and records and all that, they're asking you to convict him on the basis of that guy's testimony. So you have to basically get in front of the jury all of the bias and all of the perjurious conduct. And I think, again, a big part of this is they have heard for 2 days this guy be the nicest guy in the world. Yes, man, no, man. And now what the jury's hearing is this is the way this guy actually talks and acts when the DA's office isn't there telling them, behave yourself.
And that was in the line of questioning. We're getting a little bit more detail from inside the courtroom right now. Cohen confirming that our guest we had joining us at
okay, we're definitely saving this.
Davis is no longer his attorney. Davis stopped representing Cohen in 2022.
It's a big save.
Looked at an email that is not made public. Blanche,
and we'll continue this next time. All right, guys, take it easy.
on TV in February 22nd, 2021. Blanche asks if Cohen was on TV talking about this investigation in February 2021. Cohen says he goes on TV a lot, so it would not surprise him. Blanche